Hello everyone. Today we learn about selection rule. Without wasting any time, let's begin. Selection rule for other kind of spectroscopy. For example, rotation and vibrational spectroscopy, we are going to introduce selection rule here for electronic spectroscopy. Recall that when we talk about a single electron atom, we introduce the selection rule delta L, the change in the orbital angular momentum quantum number would be plus or minus 1, and the change in the ML quantum number would be 0 or plus or minus 1. Then what we did was introduce spin orbit coupling or Russell-Saunders coupling or LS coupling. Three different names for the same thing, and in that case we said on the orbital and intrinsic spin coupled to give a new set of quantum number, and this new set of quantum number are SL and J. So we go from there to this LS coupling, and now we are going to introduce a set of selection rule for these new quantum numbers. That one, this slide delta L, that's the total spin, and intrinsic spin quantum number that has to be 0. So for example, you cannot have a allowed transition between a singlet and a triplet state because deltas there would change, wouldn't be 0. Delta L is 0 or plus or minus 1. Not that's a little different from where delta L was plus or minus 1 without LS coupling. And then delta J can be 0 or plus minus 1, except that J going from 0 to 0, total spin angular momentum is forbidden. So with this selection rule and with our electronic states, the electronic ground state of carbon, let's see what sort of transition we can have. So this is a ground state of carbon, and recall we had five states in the ground state, kind of wide, but yes, so we can have even without going to an excited state. And recall that what we are defining here by ground state means n equal 1 for 1s electron and n equal to for the 2s and the 2p 2 in the 2p. So that's why we are not changing the principal quantum number n, but within this set of state here, actually at p orbitals we have different electronic state. And look at transition between. So recall to the ground state was triplet p0, this is the triplet p1, this is a triplet p2, and then the next higher level we found experimentally d2, and then we had the single at s yes 0. Use the selection rule delta S equals 0, delta 1 equals 0 or plus minus 1, delta delta J is equal to 0 or plus minus 1, except a 0 0 transition delta S equals 0 means that we can have transition within the triplet here, or we can transition between the singlet, but we can't go from triplet to a singlet. So we are just by this, and you know delta L has to be 0 or plus minus 1. From that we can go to any one of this. However, delta J has to be 0 or plus minus 1. So that means the only allowed transition in the triplet we will form the there actually could be emission or absorptions. Here delta J changes by 1, you can't have a 0, the two transitions, so this transition is not allowed. And we can also have this where we go from triplet p1 to the triplet p2. So those are the only two transition within this triplet. Now we go up here, let's see if allowed. Will not, that's not allowed because your delta J would change by 2. It's triplet that's allowed by delta J change by 2, and L changes by to this L equals 0, or those are not allowed. So if the allowed transition, only 2 are allowed here, these are allowed transitions by the selection rule here. And I put accurate because we know our quantum mechanics is not perfect. We have made some assumptions, so there are also some forbidden transition. You could see forbidden transition, late selections rule of for electronic spectroscopy in case where you couple intrinsic spin and angular momentum spin to quantum number.